Hello! Welcome to GastroGays Do Eurovision, video number 2.
If you haven't already seen our first one, click back into our profile and watch that after this one.
Can't be missed. In this video, we are going to be showcasing Finland,
Spain,
Italy,
and Belarus.
Let's get right to it, shall we?
Yes, let's.
The link to each video is going to be in the description below, so if you want to listen along and click into new windows and all that type of stuff, be our guest, or you can just listen to our reaction.
And if you haven't heard any of these songs yet, this is the perfect opportunity to listen along as we do. So first up we have Finland, which is Norma John. Pretty odd name. I think it's a duo.
Okay.
I don't know.
We'll soon find out. The song is called Blackbird. This has been getting quite a lot of attention online.
Yes.
I've seen a lot of people talking about it.
We will clarify that we have not heard any of these songs yet, but we obviously have heard about people.
Them. We're not like living under a rock anymore.
A dark time.
Anyway,
let's listen.
Let's have a listen to Blackbird.
You go first.
You go first.
Okay, I'll go first. Really like that song. Really think it's different.
Very you.
Very me.
I know him well.
Yeah, it reminds me of Anouk, which was an entry for the Netherlands in 2013, which I absolutely adored. It wasn't quite Eurovision. Yeah.
Very different.
And that's what everyone commented on it. It's not Eurovision, it's not a winner. It came, I think, 11th or in the top 10. So
respectable enough.
So I thought it was a really refreshing entry. This has all the elements of that I really like. Her voice is amazing. I love the combination of the voice, the piano, the paired back staging.
Can we point out there's a piano being used on stage, A, not as a gimmick, and B, it's not on fire. Miracle.
I mean, that's what pianos always were, right, before Eurovision took them.
Oh my god, yes!
And set fire to them.
Yeah!
I think the last country that did that came last.
Well, there you go. My thoughts on this, it reminds me, the second she started singing and I went into the chorus, I instantly was thinking of Emer Quinn, 96 The Voice.
Chills.
Silence.
And, interestingly, in 2006 was the last time this country won. So it's been a good 10 years.
This will be the 11th year now. Who knows? Could be. Very different song. It has a broader appeal than a lot of the kind of more specific genre songs. And as we've seen over the years with the likes of Common Linnets in particular, and even to an extent Jamala last year, the kind of more general audience style music, the type you'd have on radio too, let's just say, that type of music seems to bode very well with a lot of the Eurovision audience. Maybe not with the fans of our generation in particular. So the people who remember Emer Quinn
will like this.
Might love this. Yeah. The people who only remember Monzemolo, probably not. We'll see. Really like that.
So, is it going to get into the final, do you think?
Well, we'll have to wait till semi-final 1 to find out.
I think it's going to get through. And in the final, I think it could come in the top 10. Yeah.
That's a prediction for you. Okay, it's time for Spain. España. Olé.
Yes, one of the big 5. So we already have the UK in the last video. If you haven't seen it yet, watch it. So now we're on to number 2 of the big 5.
Which is Spain. And the artist for this song, which is called Do It For Your Lover, is
Manel Navarro. Excuse my horrific Spanish name pronunciation, but come and listen with us.
Okay, that was interesting. Nice to see Hansen have reformed as a solo act.
Any more thoughts? Specifics?
Do you have a few moments?
I have many.
Number 1, Instagram everywhere. The big screen behind them playing Instagram friendly images. Hashtag youth vote.
Hashtag giant iPad.
Hashtag remember Joe and Jake?
I was thinking that as well.
Oh my god, we're psychic. Some of the negatives. Interesting, Spain have decided to do another Spanish-English hybrid, which has been a year's break since they did that. Barret, now let's just face it, was an extremely popular song last year. Except in the bit that mattered, you know, the votes. It came 22nd overall, despite it being touted as a very, you know, popular song. People loved it.
It's almost like, it's almost that thing that people say about Ireland. It's like they don't want to win, and they do. It makes me think maybe Spain don't want to win, because I did not like last year, Say Yay, and I don't like this one either. Say No. I think it's a pretty basic song. It will get lost. Of course, it's through to the final already because it's part of the Big Five, but I just don't think it's anything different.
There is a band, and normally we're very anti-band in Eurovision because we tend to find it is always the same kind of routine. Mad drummer in the corner, guy on the bass having the laugh, the lead vocalist walking up to them and singing along. And guess what?
Cheesy.
Pretty much does all that in this performance at the national final in Spain. I was gonna say I don't think it's gonna make it to the final, but oh yeah, Big
You're
Five.
wrong.
Yeah, it's gonna make it to the final.
So we haven't got high hopes for Spain, unfortunately.
So are you reckoning the lower end of the table?
I would wager it might match.
Bum, bum,
We'll see.
bum.
On to the next one, another of the Big Five.
Ooh, 2 Big Fives in one day. How exciting. This one is Italy, and this one is again another track that we have heard so much about online, and I think it's becoming the Marmite of Eurovision this year.
Okay.
There's a whole faction of people who absolutely hate this song, and hate the performance, and hate the lyrics. Then there's another band of people who seem to love it. This is probably the one I'm probably most excited to hear of them all because of the amount of attention it's gotten. So this is...
Give him an awkward to pronounce act or song and you can guarantee it will go wrong. This is Francesco Gabbani with Occidentali's Karma.
Beautiful.
Who knows? Let's have a listen.
Moving on to our next country.
wait.
No, let's do this.
Okay, there's aspects of that I like, and there's a whole lot of aspects that I don't like.
There's aspects that I love, and there's aspects that I absolutely detest. I think
firstly, the chorus is really good. It's
so
jazzy,
catchy.
it's poppy, it's energetic,
Yeah.
it's just what Eurovision needs, it's just what Italy needs.
Yes.
Where did the big ape come from? I honestly have no words. What it's doing there, what is the purpose, how it helps the song.
Is it this year's Falling Stars with the spaceman, Moldova,
God.
remember?
And look how well that did.
I
I mean, gimmicks, to me, this just transports us way back to like Eurovision 2001. I mean, there's nothing modern, there's nothing exciting about a really obvious gimmick like this.
And the gimmick isn't even well executed. It's not like proper prosthetics or anything. It is like, oh, let's just go down to the local party shop and buy an ape costume and throw it on stage. Hopefully they improve it by the time they get to Kiev.
Now, what I thought in watching that and hearing the song was maybe they just brought on that ape just for this kind of the performance in Sanremo, and maybe they'll change it for the final. I really hope they do, because without that I think it would elevate the song. Now, that's not to say without that the song is great, because it's not great. There's good aspects.
For example, now obviously this is the national performance, the selection show in Italy, so it's going to be very differently judged. And Sanremo is a music festival that predates Eurovision.
Yeah.
And many people say that it has inspired Eurovision in a way, and that's fair enough, it has, and it has its influence on it. They have an orchestra in this particular performance. Now, we haven't had orchestras since the late 90s in Eurovision. They were optional for a couple of years and no one has used them since. I actually am not 100% sure if someone can just say, actually I want an orchestra. I don't think they're able to just throw one in there.
I think they always had to give people the option, or countries the option.
And now they probably have just gone, no, stage design. It would be nice.
I mean, in Austria in 2015 they had a full orchestra at the start that you could see. Now, I think they were there for the whole thing. The thing I love about that song and the orchestra is the interaction.
Love that.
They're shouting, they're throwing up their instruments there. It really combines and connects the performer and the orchestra, and I really like that.
That's one of the same elements that I like as well. They it just brings an element of music into the forefront, I suppose one might say.
So it's in the final already.
Yeah, it will do all right. Please, 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 Italy, tone down the gimmick. Yeah. That doesn't work.
And it will depend where this falls in the running order as well. Because if it's at the start, it might set the tone for the rest of the evening. If it's halfway through, it might lift a couple of the other songs. So it'll be interesting to see where it falls in the lineup. So enough about Italy. Obviously it's going to get everyone talking from now until May, so there'll be lots of time to talk about that.
Please, news outlets, before you go on being like, there's going to be a naked man and a wolf on stage this year, please do not say there's going to be an ape or a gorilla. It's so annoying.
Is he naked underneath it?
I don't know.
We'll come back to you on that one. Okay, on to the final one for this video. It's Belarus.
And the name of this band is NAVI Band.
Don't
and
even
the name of the
attempt
song is Written Beneath Us.
Let's have a listen together, shall we?
Please. I have a notepad. I had to take notes throughout because it just reminded me of so many things. I just had to get pen to paper just to remind me of exactly what they were. This time, Lithuania, 2015, Common Limits.
On acid.
On acid. Dervish, remember them?
I would prefer not to.
And do you remember Doris, who represented Croatia with Maria Magdalena 1999? This song was all them thrown into a NutriBullet and blitzed up.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Well, apparently things put into NutriBullets are good, and as GastroGays we should know better, but I'm not convinced on this. It's a bit... I've never been the country type. I've never been too interested in the kind of folky type songs in Eurovision. This doesn't really bode well with me because of that. It's a happy ditty, I suppose.
I like that they're going a bit traditional, they're singing in their native language, it's a bit folksy, and I like that it's energetic, there's a rousing chorus. I mean, it's not going to win. There's no way it's going to win. It might do well if it gets into the final. I think there's a chance it will get into the final. Okay. And if it does, it could be one of those surprise ones every year that we have that you kind of go, how did that get so close to the top 10? So we'll wait and see. I don't think it will win. I don't think it will change anything really, but it could do well.
So NAVI, or NAVI Band as it says on YouTube, they're going to be performing in the second half of semi-final 2, so watch out Ireland. So that is all for episode 2. Stay tuned for episode number 3, which features Germany,
Hungary,
Poland,
Malta.
Like, subscribe and share. Thank you for watching.
Bye. Bye.